JAF. We want to welcome you to our JAF Powerboost Daily Call. Man, it's such an incredible weather. This is actually shot collar weather. We have a subtle fog here at the Mountain House because we're live here at the Mountain House. A subtle fog. Cool air, right? Just that nice breeze, guys. And I know it's probably pouring and raining in other parts of the state. Right here in the Mountain House, just a little sprinkle. Just perfect weather for a great morning. Hey, listen. Once again, this is Shot Caller live from the Mountain House. First things first, we give all honor and glory to God for giving us another day, for gifting us actually another day to have such an amazing quality life. And for those of you that are new, my job every day, Monday through Friday on this Power Boost Daily Call is to give you a shot of vitamin C. And just this past 90 days, they talk about, making sure you have a great immune system. And one of the things that they tell us is to take a lot of vitamins, one of them being 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. And so our vitamin C on this call, the C stands for champion, stands for commitment, stands for competitiveness, stands for courage, stands for consistency, stands for charge, and stands for change. And hopefully my Power Boost Daily Calls every day will just power boost your day so you can have an amazing day and build a quality effective business, guys. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, JAF Live TV. Like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so every time we upload a training video, you guys get notified, right? Well, all that. Hey, listen, my shot of vitamin C today is the definition of insanity. And all of you that are on this call have already probably heard one time or another in a training, in a meeting, they always say definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results, right? And so if you break that down, what does that really mean? And I always believe the amazing thing about Primerica is you can correct, you can adjust, you can autocorrect, but the key is being consistent on what brings you effective results. That is so key. If you are getting effective results right now, or if you were getting effective results before, number one, do not change what you're doing, okay? Too often people hear things, learn things, and that's just a constant. That's a constant in Primerica. It's a growing organization. It's a growing business, right? And so you probably have already been aware of that the last 30 days, constant changing, constant growing, right? But what works for you, meaning the shots that, high paid, basketball players get paid to do, they don't change it. That's their money-making shot. That's the money-making punch of Manny Pacquiao. They don't change that. They continue to make it stronger, but they don't change that, guys. And so the reason why I felt this is an important vitamin C shot for today is because too often people start over or change things or autocorrect all the time. And then they wonder why they feel like they're starting from scratch, right? You always want to keep on doing what works for you and make it stronger. Add on to it, right? But your core of how you do it, right? You must stay consistent, guys. And so that's my shot of vitamin C. And the reason why that's key because this is a big month and our distribution is going to grow like crazy this month, right? We're already at almost 130,000 plus in licensed representatives in all over the United States, Canada, Puerto Rico, and Guam. And so we are part of that. And so we're going to grow our side here in California, guys. And so you want to stick to that principle because that 8531, right? They talked about doing that we've been talking about doing that for a week. We've been talking about double digiting a month. But right now, guys, it's not normal times. Right now, we want to go viral right? In the virus of recruiting, guys. Not the COVID virus, but the virus of recruiting. And in the next 2 weeks is what they says that we will be in lockdown, right? And we should not go anywhere. Is the next 2 weeks. We want to do what we do in America in a month. We want to do in the next 2 weeks. Meaning if you double digit in a month, we're going to double digit in the next 2 weeks. If you do 8531 in a month or in a week, we're going to collapse time frames and do it faster than ever before, guys. This is the train that's moving right now, guys. And so keep on doing what you're effective at doing, right? Yes, you can dabble and try different things, but your core, your magic, your power punch, right, still has to stay. You still have to stay true to that no matter what anybody says. Okay, so that was my vitamin C shot for today. Hopefully that's helped you guys. I know we've been on an ever-changing, business, and so just stay true to what gives you the best results, right? So I'm excited about this question just because it's not a normal question. Usually I get a skill set question, but this is I call it a deep question, a depth question. There's surface questions, and then there's depth, questions. I always say they're surface friends, like the hi, hello, hi, everything good, but there are depth friends, the ones that you could really go to and do that. And so the question is, I'm not very competitive because I don't want to change my personality, but want to change my mindset about it. So this deals with, if you don't feel like you're competitive or you're not competitive, or people say you gotta be competitive. I always say, whatever the word is means different things to different people. And that is true with competitive, right? It means different things to different people. I think when somebody says they're not competitive or they're not very competitive, doesn't mean they're not motivated. Guys, I just want to make it clear. When somebody says they're not competitive, doesn't mean it's a bad thing, right? It doesn't mean that they're not motivated. Those are very two different things. When somebody doesn't feel like they're competitive, all it means is they don't need competition to boost their ego. Don't get me wrong. There's competition in everything. There's competitiveness in everything, right? But their core of who they are, like their top card in their personality, their true essence. Please put your phone on mute, guys. Is they don't need competition to boost their ego, but doesn't mean that they're not motivated, right? It doesn't mean that they still don't have, they still don't have a feeling of giving it their all. When somebody says, well, the competition doesn't move me, it doesn't mean they're not motivated. It doesn't mean they're not going to give it their all. It doesn't mean they're not going to rise to new challenges. What it just means is they want their competition is themselves, right? So they are a competitive person, but they're a competitive person because they want to better themselves from yesterday and the day before to today. They want to accept new challenges. They want to rise to them. And all they want is to compete with their past self. They want to strive, right, to surpass, standards or whatever is set, right? They want to set new ones. They like to give meanings to try things that they haven't tried before and give it all they got, right? It doesn't mean they're not allowed to make mistakes or fail or they don't excel in certain areas. It simply means that, they're not going to justify being in a competition or having maybe the competitive rally nature. Doesn't mean that they're not doing their best, guys. So I just want to let you know, when somebody does say, I don't move on competition or I'm not a competitive person, we don't say, well, you know what? In this business, you have to be competitive, guys. Right? There's always, I believe, a way to coach somebody or a way to relay the message without that kind of connotation on somebody's personality. So all that means is that does not drive them or move them to compete maybe in that kind of arena or with other people, right? But with themselves, they're all about that because they all want to better themselves. So I just want to make sure you guys know that when somebody relays their feelings, their opinions, their worth of, they're not competitive or they don't move in competition, all that means is they're not justifying that they need that type of ego boost to feel worthy. But it does not mean, like I said, that they're not motivated. It doesn't mean that they're not going to give their all or they're not going to rise to new challenges. They want to compete to be a better self. So hopefully, guys, that has helped you. I love questions like that because we are in the people business. You're going to need that kind of 2 millimeter, answer to it, guys. And all I can tell you is when people say they are not competitive or they don't move in competition, don't underestimate them. Right? They're actually the ones that are like the silent killers. You just watch out, right? And so as I close, I just want to let you know, I've been so excited these past, 3 months. We've been working on a series of how successful people think, and it says change your thinking, change your life. And I just want you to reiterate and reinforce once again, birds of the same feather flock together. You got to choose your circle to who to surround yourself with. That's really critical. I believe we only have one life to live, and if it doesn't give you great vibe, great energy, those are the things. In this past month of being in lockdown, you are really simplifying your life, our lives, and it makes us realize that we still have that choice to how we want our life to be. We don't conform, right? And I think that's been such a lesson God has, shown me in the last 6 months, that you still have the freedom of choice, right? And so big picture thinkers, right? We've been studying how they cultivate big picture, how they engage in focused thinking, how they harness creative thinking, how they employ realistic thinking, and we've been studying how they utilize strategic thinking, and we realize how important strategic thinking is, guys. And all these things that we're talking about, one is not more important than the other. Successful people know how to balance all these different types of thinkings and really have mastered how to place every part of their lives in these different types of thinking. And so we talked about strategic thinking, and Friday we talked about how do we put the right people in the right place. And today, it's just so timely, right? Talks about keep repeating the process. And we just talked about in our vitamin C shot how consistency and effectivity is important, guys, and you don't want to change that. It says, my friend Olin Hendricks remarked, strategic thinking is like showering. You have to keep doing it. If you expect to solve any major problem once, you're in for a disappointment. Little things can be won easily through systems and personal discipline, but major issues need major strategic thinking. What Thane Yost said is really true. The will to win is worthless if you do not have the will to prepare. If you want to be an effective strategic thinker, then you need to be a continuous strategic thinker. And it's crazy, guys. Most people live day to day not having strategy in their lives, right? And it's the same thing day in, day out, right? And you can literally feel it, see it, and watch it, especially during these times, right? But one of the things successful people think is that it's all about strategy, right? It's all about doing things consistently and always, figuring out what it is to take, what is we need to take it to the next level, guys. And so hopefully that's helped you guys today. Let's go ahead and have a power boost day today. Let's stay consistent at what brings you effective results, right? Yes, there's going to be corrections. Yes, there's going to be auto adjustments. Yes, there might be auto corrections, guys, but that still doesn't change the fact that you have your magic shot. You have your power boost shot. You have your money making shot. You have what you know brings you the most effective results. And in today's times, guys, that's what we need to enhance. That's what we need to elevate. That's what we need to upgrade. That's what we need to go ahead and power boost today. Let's build a gigantic distribution, guys. Let's take what we usually do in a month, guys, and then in the next 10 days, guys, let's collapse time frames and have a power boost next 2 weeks. See you at the top. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great day and love you so much. Bye-bye.